I do use eating as a crutch for stress or for boredom or for anything else.
And fun. And celebration.
Well, it's immediate satisfaction, and you feel good all of a sudden when you have a bite of something yummy to eat. And I know it's been so ingrained since we were kids. Let's go out for a treat.
Your husband's that way, right?
Oh yeah, he lives to eat, not eat to live.
And so you're constantly being encouraged, and what if you don't eat with him when he wants to celebrate with food?
He gets upset. He gets angry, or he feels defensive. It's like, what's wrong? It's so much more fun when you eat.
And he feels pissed off. He takes it personal that you do not. So how much of now, not to put blame on him, but just to see it as you're going to have to find a way to live in that and hold him accountable for his own entertainment, that he shouldn't be codependent on you needing to eat.
Right.
To feel like he doesn't... The problem is he probably has guilt over it.
He probably feels better if I'm eating, because then it kind of masks his own.
Well, it makes him feel that he's not alone. It's like alcoholism. Alcoholics love to drink with someone who drinks too.
Oh, right.
Same with smokers.
Yeah, not that my husband's
It's so much more fun.
But he was...
there's an addiction there.
When I wasn't drinking, I would have tea, and he would have, wine or scotch. You did say, it's a lot more fun when you're drinking with me. I go, well, I'm fine here because I'm having the tea. Because that's not what I mean. So I know that it maybe draws more attention to the fact that he's.
So do you think that if you didn't eat excessively, that he wouldn't like you?
I don't think he wouldn't like me. He wouldn't have as much fun, and he does, or he has in the past tried to sabotage diets if I'm on a diet.
Does he criticize your weight?
No.
So he doesn't make...
He's heavy, so he's not going to criticize my weight, because then that'll probably point fingers at him, I suppose.
Does he feel insecure if you get leaner?
I don't think so.
Okay, so that's good news.
No.
His big issue is that if he wants to eat excessively, he needs someone else to do it with him. That way he feels like he doesn't have to feel bad about it.
Mm-hmm. Right. We went on this trip, and he one of the things he did, he said, let's make a list of all the food that we ate. So he's very, very food.
Wow.
Really,
okay.
right?
No, I'm not criticizing
all
it.
The,
just
the foreign foods that we ate that were, typical. Oh, hey,
because you just came back from Paris,
right? Where you had the escargot, you had the pâté, you had the foie gras. So he actually had a list of all of the Parisian type foods that we ate. So he is very, very food motivated. He gets Bon Appetit magazine, and he reads through it. He watches the Food Network channel. He's very, very food motivated.
I love food too. And if I was going to Paris or France or traveling the country, I would truly enjoy eating other cultural foods. Mm-hmm. However, to me, excessiveness of that, like gorging or eating, I would much rather have like a taste of everything.
Mm-hmm. No, this was...
continual shoving your face full. So... the timing of this round just so happens to look like a purge. You know that, right? A form of bulimia. And I knew this going into it. You're like, I got it. You would have done it anyway.
I would have done it anyway.
Because you probably gained back all of this weight.
Probably.
That you lost. Let me just give a little bit of history. You started with me in December, right at Christmas time in 2011.
Okay.
You've done 3-4 rounds? Is this your 5th round?
Third one, I think.
No, honey, no.
Is it the 4th one then?
Well, I'm including all the extensions.
Oh,
because
okay.
you'd start around, wouldn't do it well, and then extend it.
Okay, all right.
So I'm including, how many prescriptions have we written? And I'm not saying this to make you feel bad. I need you to observe the behavior. Okay. How many rounds did you actually do well?
Did I do well? I think I actually did at least more than half of them well.
You did one well.
Only one?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, and I'm only saying this out of observation because that was the round you did really well. There were a couple of little things here and there, but in general, you kicked butt not only in first phase, but second phase. Remember, I'm including second phase. You did a freaking amazing job when I look at your history. And then what happens is you start to gain it back. You went through January, February, all through February, you did fabulous in maintenance. And then in March, you started gaining it back.
Creeping it up.
Yes. And then you know what? And then I think you're right. There were 3 rounds. You started another round in March. And then it didn't go well. And then that third one, I'm pretty sure started in May. And that was the one where he said, this is the last one. Through Sophia, I was like, okay, tell your mom this is it.
I think it was like May or June, somewhere in there before she was heading off to school.
Yeah. And then you paid for an extension in June. So, don't you hate this?
Yes. Yes.
I freaking hate it. The beauty of the protocol is that it works better than anything else. It's almost hard to sign up for another weight loss program because they don't work as well. Mm-hmm. But they require this protocol requires such strict adherence. Mm-hmm. So that's the downside for people that eat emotionally. That eventually you realize that even if the protocol is your purge, to save you from yourself, to sweep all that gluttony under the rug so you can lose all the weight to feel back to, I can start over, right? That you have to go through deprivation to do it emotionally. Mm-hmm. And at some point you're going to come to a realization that this protocol is not going to help you anymore. That it won't.
So it's not the protocol that won't help me, it's me that'll help me.
Yes. Because you're going to get so sick and tired of this process of the gorging. The gorging in itself is just awful.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
When you're forced to do it. Now, if you look at all the times that you said, well, my daughter went to college, I've been traveling, stress, entertaining, whatever, all those excuses that you admitted before I even said a word, these are all excuses. Mm-hmm. All of those reasons, you have to hate them. Loathe them. Hate that, not your weight. Because you can hate your weight all you want. Has that really kept you from excusing the excessive eating? You know when you're gaining.
Yeah, you know.
So you don't care. When you need those excuses to overeat, you could give a shit about your weight. Mm-hmm. So until you're tired of excusing this behavior and willing to eat less, even when you're criticized from your husband because he has an eating disorder. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
When you're willing to hear his bullshit because he's pissed off, you're depriving him of fun. Like it's your job, right? Right. When do you see that for what it is and take it off your shoulders?
Now.
Well, you're going to have to.
I know that it's there. And
you're going to have to. Otherwise, you're going to have to be okay with where you're at.
Yeah.
Because where you're at right now is pretty much what you get, right? How many times have you lost and gained your weight back?
Oh, about a bazillion times.
Well, then when do you stop this crazy insanity? It would be healthy for you right now to not do this round.
Probably healthy.
It would be way healthier for you. Because you're going to be left to deal with the outcome of your behavior. This is the consequence. And is that, when, for example, when you, your kids do something and there's a consequence. Mm-hmm. Do you as a parent, what's the best thing you could do for them? Should you excuse and fight the consequence and tell them that they shouldn't have a consequence?
No, they should live with their own consequences.
Parents like that, right?
Oh, yeah, that they, fix
their kids never do anything wrong.
No.
Okay, so in your circumstance,
my consequence will be that I will be...
You are fat.
Mm-hmm.
Get over it. Mm-hmm. That's what you get. Because you're excusing this, why would you judge your body's physical outcome? It's doing the best it can. It's actually doing a good job right now. You know that, right? This is what it's supposed to do.
This is what it's supposed to do.
So, should we demonize that?
No.
So where is the problem?
It's in...
So do you need to lose weight or do you need to stop excusing this behavior and tell your husband to go have fun without you having to be gluttonous with them? Now, let me talk about that for a second while I'm on my soapbox. It's really important in relationships that are founded on gluttony together or addiction together. There's a huge part of your relationship with your husband, not all of it, but it is enough that your body is being forced to be fat. Okay. There is enough of this relationship dependent on excessive eating that if you don't do it with him, he feels punished, pissed off, and deprived by you. at some point, if you truly care about your health and if he cares about you unconditionally, he will get over that. But it's really important that you don't judge him for his need for food. Right. That you actually go out with him. Like, if he wants to go out and eat to feed his emotions and his fun and his entertainment and his biggest hobby in the world, go with him. And don't criticize the food and don't criticize him for eating excessively. Distract the attention from you eating excessively. Acknowledge the food tastes good and don't have a bite more than you need with hunger.
Yes, that's stopping. You know,
it is. And tough. You have to be aware that if you continue to excuse the excessiveness of it, you need to accept being fat.
Okay. And I don't want to accept that.
Well, you're going to have to. Well, which one? Would love for you to say, I cannot accept excusing this anymore. You are so quick to not accept obesity. Notice how quick you were.
Oh, yeah. You don't want that. No one wants that.
No, but you want freedom to eat excessively anytime you want, and especially with your husband.
Yeah. I would like to feel more strengthened so that I won't. I mean, in the past, there have been times where it's really good for a while, you know, and he doesn't criticize. I'll let him know, okay, I'm watching my weight, blah, blah, but
it's all relative to your weight. But then, when do you say, I don't care how much I weigh, I cannot eat like this ever again?
Okay, I should.
And you need to say it now. Don't wait till you're skinny and feel like you have something to lose. Well, that never matters anyways, because you've been 140 plus pounds or somewhere around there where you were really confident. Felt physically, how good did you feel?
I felt great.
Well, it wasn't enough. You didn't feel great enough.
You know, because, maybe I wanted to be smaller. I don't know.
Well, you did. You did. Yes. And remember, I've told you so many times, you could give a shit about your weight when you want to eat. But all of a sudden, when you're on this protocol or you're trying to change the way you're eating, you micromanage that scale. It's not good enough. It's crazy. Yes. Get off of that. Get off of the scale. I don't care what you weigh.
So, it came in, I thought, I haven't weighed myself in eons.
Do you mind weighing yourself right now?
No.
I'm going to let you weigh yourself, and I'm going to keep on talking.
Okay, you talk.
We've got 2 more minutes for me to just...
Lie into me.
Well, we need this to be your last protocol. If you do this round, and you continue to go back to where you're at right now, what do you think I should do as a coach? Do you think I should continue to give you this protocol and go against the medical doctor's recommendations? What did you weigh?
159 and a half.
So you're right at 160 with your clothes on and the coffee you drank. And the poop you haven't pooped yet and blah, blah, blah. So you've pretty much gained almost all of it back. That's why I'm like, you really, you could seriously give a crap about your weight and size. At what point did you know that it was going up? And you just didn't care. You continue to overconsume. I know I'm beating you over the head with this, but you have to take 100% responsibility for this.
I'm trying to think. The reason why I didn't was because we were traveling, because we were doing these other things, because...
Yeah, and you're going to have to learn how to do all of this.
And no matter what...
You're going to have to learn how to do those things without using food as an excuse. Like, that's the biggest...
Like, even now, knowing that I'm going to be on the protocol, I know we have 2 social engagement things coming.
Don't forget Thanksgiving.
And that's even before Thanksgiving. Yeah, Thanksgiving is at home. That's different. But for some reason, that seems easier to do at home, more manageable than it is to be.
Well, let me tell you. Should you just never travel again?
No.
Okay, so what you're going to need to do is, unless you want to keep on dieting, unless you love dieting that much, because honestly, the problem is you love to diet. You keep on enlisting in this shit.
Yeah.
I know I'm being so mean.
No, it's not.
You need to get off of diets. Don't ever use them as an excuse again.
I'm thinking, my mindset is that I know I have these other 2 events coming up, and I'm motivated. I think what happens is my motivation sort of slumps.
Motivation for weight.
For weight, right.
Okay, that's the core of the problem. The foundation of the problem is your motive is only based on weight, but yet you love you're gaining weight, you could give a shit, and then there's a moment you're like, okay, I've gained too much. Now you're willing to go back on a diet again. It's like, this is a vicious cycle you've done over and over and over again. Get off of the crazy train. Get off.